Hi students, in the previous class we have seen what is a polar form and a Euler form and their properties. Now let us see the problems regarding those concepts. See here, this is exercise 2.6 given at the page number 83. Our first problem, write in polar form of the following complex numbers. Here 4 subdivisions are given, I have done only 3 subdivisions. After completing this, I will write the fourth one. See, the first subdivision is 2 plus I 2 root 3. We have to convert this. You can consider this as z, this complex number into polar form. You can write let 2 plus I 2 root 3 is equal to, corresponding polar form is r into cos theta plus I sin theta. Cos theta plus I sin theta we can write. Okay. Now I want to convert this into polar form. Means here two things we need to find. One is r, other is argument theta. Now we know that this r is nothing but modulus of z. R is nothing but modulus of z. Modulus of z means nothing but square root of real part square plus imaginary part square. Real part square means you can write 2 square plus imaginary part 2 into root 3 the whole square. Now which is equal to r is equal to 2 square 4. Here root 3 square 3, 2 square 4, 4 3s are 12 plus 4 16. Root 16 equal to 4. Therefore you can write r is equal to 4. Then after that we need to find this theta. Whenever you want to find theta, first try to find alpha. Alpha is equal to, the formula is tan inverse of modulus imaginary part by real part. Imaginary part by real part. Which is equal to tan inverse of imaginary part is 2 root 3 by real part is 2. Now while cancelling these two things, you can get alpha is equal to tan inverse of root 3. Therefore you can say alpha equal to tan inverse of root 3. That is root 3 is equal to, you can get whenever theta is equal to 60 degree, or you can say pi by 3 radians. Then we can say this tan theta is equal to root 3. Therefore alpha equal to pi by 3 we can say. Now after finding alpha, we need to find the value of theta based on the position of z. Here z is equal to 2 root 3. Here both coordinates are positive. Lies in first quadrant. Z lies in first quadrant. If z lies in the first quadrant, then we can say theta is nothing but alpha. Theta is nothing but alpha. Therefore which is equal to pi by 3. Theta equal to pi by 3. Now we found the values of r and theta. Hence we can rewrite. Therefore the polar form is 2 plus I 2 root 3 is equal to, we have to replace these two values r and theta. R is 4 into cos of theta is pi by 3 plus I sin theta is pi by 3. These two must be same. Okay. Now this is called polar form of the complex number 2 plus I 2 root 3. Likewise 3 minus I root 3. This complex number you consider as z. Therefore let 3 minus I root 3 is equal to, polar form is r into cos theta plus I sin theta. Here we need to find the values of r and theta. Now we know that r is nothing but modulus z is equal to root of real part square plus imaginary. Real part square is 9 plus imaginary part square means root 3 square is 3, which is equal to root 12. Now this can be written as 2 into root 3. R is equal to, because this can be 4 into 3. Square root of 4 is 2 into root 3 we can write. We got R value. Then next we can find alpha value. Alpha is equal to tan inverse of modulus imaginary part by real part, which is equal to tan inverse of modulus imaginary part is minus root 3 by real part is 3. Now you will be getting tan inverse of modulus minus 1 by root 3, modulus 1 by root 3, which is equal to tan inverse of 1 by root 3. If you are taking modulus, you can get positive. If 1 by root 3 means this alpha will be equal to pi by 6, that is 30 degree. Pi by 6 radians you can say. Alpha is equal to pi by 6. We have found alpha value. After that we need to find theta. For finding theta, we need to know the position of z. Therefore, first let us see where is z. Z is equal to what? 3 comma minus root 3. 3 comma minus root 3. Here x is positive, y is negative, means it lies in the fourth quadrant. Z lies in quadrant 4, fourth quadrant we can say. Now therefore, if it is like this, theta equal to minus alpha. Theta is equal to minus alpha. Therefore you can say theta is equal to minus pi by 6. This is theta value. Then after that we can write a polar form. Therefore the polar form is this one. 3 minus I root 3 equal to R. R is 2 root 3 into cos of theta is minus pi by 6 plus I sin of minus pi by 6. Now if it is like this, this can be written as 2 into root 3. We know very well cos of minus theta equal to cos theta. Therefore you can write cos of pi by 6. Sin of minus theta is equal to minus sin theta. Therefore you can write minus sin of pi by 6. You can write. Now this is the corresponding polar form of the given complex number. Solution. You have to convert this minus 2 minus I2 into polar form. Therefore we can consider this as z. Now later this complex number minus 2 minus I2 is equal to R into cos theta plus I sin theta. Again, like the previous problems, you need to find R value and a theta value. Now R equal to modulus z. That is real part is minus 2 square 4 plus imaginary part square minus 2 square is also 4. Is equal to this also you can write 2 into root 2. 2 into root 2 you can write R value. Yes, now alpha equal to tan inverse of imaginary part by real part. Imaginary part is minus 2. Real part is also minus 2. Therefore, you can write tan inverse of 1. You can say. You can remove the modulus. Now, tan inverse of 1 means you can get pi by 4. This is alpha value. Alpha equal to pi by 4. Now, look at this one. Minus 2, z equal to minus 2 comma minus 2. Both are negative. X is negative, y is also negative, means the z value lies in the third quadrant. It lies in quadrant 3. If it is lying in quadrant 3, we can write theta is equal to alpha minus pi. Theta is equal to alpha minus pi. Here alpha is pi by 4 minus pi. If you take LCM, you can get minus 4 pi. Pi minus 4 pi means minus 3 pi by 4 you can see. Okay, now after that we can write the corresponding polar form. Replace here minus 2 minus I2 is equal to R value is 2 root 2 into cos of theta, that is minus 3 pi by 4 plus I sin of minus 3 pi by 4. Now, which is equal to 2 root 2 into cos of 3 pi by 4 minus I sin of 3 pi by 4. That is like previous problem. Cos of minus theta equal to cos theta. Sin of minus theta equal to minus sin theta. Now this is the what polar form. Now let's fourth subdivision given as I minus 1 by cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. We have to convert this complex number into polar form. This complex number is in the rational form, numerator and denominator. Denominator is already in polar form. Now try to convert this numerator alone into polar form. Therefore, we can assume I minus 1 can be written as minus 1 plus I, which is equal to R into cos theta plus I sin theta. We are converting this alone into polar form. Therefore, here we can find R is equal to modulus Z is equal to root of real part square plus imaginary part square. Real part square is 1 minus 1. Imaginary part square is 1. 1 square plus 1 square 2. Therefore, you can get R equal to root 2. Now, after that, you have to find alpha. Alpha is equal to tan inverse of modulus imaginary part by real part, which is equal to tan inverse of imaginary part is 1 by minus 1, which is equal to tan inverse of 1, which is equal to pi by 4. Alpha is equal to pi by 4. Now we got alpha value also. Now we need to find theta. Theta means we need to find the position of z. Here z is equal to minus 1 comma 1. Minus 1 comma 1, which lies in second quadrant, x is negative, y is positive. Therefore, theta is equal to, you can say, pi minus alpha. Pi minus alpha means pi minus alpha is pi by 4. Therefore, theta is equal to, you can say, 3 pi by 4. Theta is equal to 3 pi by 4. Then after that, we can write its a corresponding polar form. Therefore, minus 1 plus I can be written as R value is root 2 into cos of theta is 3 pi by 4. 3 pi by 4 plus I sin 3 pi by 4. We can write. After writing this one, we can rewrite. Therefore, you can say I minus 1 by cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3, which is equal to, the value of this numerator is root 2 into cos of 3 pi by 4 plus I sin 3 pi by 4 divided by, this is cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. Now, here this is root 2, we can say. Now this is one complex number z1, this is another complex number z2. Already we have learned, look at this one, z1 by z2 is equal to r1 by r2 into cos of theta 1 minus theta 2 plus I sin of theta 1 minus theta 2. Now r1 is what? Modulus of the numerator, r2 is modulus of the denominator. This theta 1 is the argument in the numerator and theta 2 is the argument in the denominator. Therefore, whenever you are dividing, if it is in the rectangular form, just you subtract the arguments like this. Okay. Therefore, here you can, this is theta 1, this is theta 2, you can say. Therefore, here root 2 by this is 1. You can write root 2 alone. Therefore, you can write a cos of theta 1 minus theta 2, 3 pi by 4 minus pi by 3. This is this part. Now, after that, plus I sin of same thing. Which one? Sin of 3 pi by 4 minus pi by 3. Based on this property, I have written. Therefore, we should remember this type of properties. Z1 by Z2 means you have to subtract the argument. Z1 into Z2 means you have to add the arguments. That you must remember. Now, which is equal to root 2 into cos of, see this is LCM is 12. 4 3s are how much? 12 is the LCM. Then you can write 3 3s are how much? 9 pi, then minus 4 pi. Is equal to 5 pi by 12. 5 pi by 12 plus I sin 5 pi by 12. That's all. Likewise, you can write. Now, this is the corresponding polar form of the given complex number. This is third problem given at the page number 83 of exercise 2.7. If x1 plus iy1 into x2 plus iy2 etc. xn plus iyn is equal to a plus ib, then we need to prove that first subdivision x1 square plus y1 square into x2 square plus y2 square into etc. into xn square plus yn square plus a square plus b square, and the second subdivision summation over r equal to 1 to n tan inverse of y r by x r equal to tan inverse of b by a plus 2k pi comma n belongs to z. Now let us see one by one. The first subdivision, see what is given, x1 plus iy1 into x2 plus iy2 etc. xn plus iyn is equal to a plus ib is given. Let it be as equation number 1. Then for finding the first subdivision, here we have square of real part square and the imaginary part square. The sum of squares of real part square and imaginary part square means this can be obtained only by taking modulus of a complex number. Therefore, you are taking modulus on both sides. Modulus on both sides of equation number 1. Therefore, you can write modulus of x1 plus iy1 into x2 plus iy2 into etc. xn plus iyn is equal to modulus of a plus ib. Now, this is, you know very well, modulus of z1 into z2 into etc. zn is equal to modulus of z1 into modulus of z2 etc. into modulus of zn. This property we know. Based on this property, we are writing this as modulus of x1 plus iy1 into modulus of x2 plus iy2 into etc. into modulus of xn plus iyn, which is equal to modulus of a plus ib. Now, we know very well while taking modulus, this is root of real part square plus imaginary part square. You can write x1 square plus y1 square into root of this. You can write x2 square plus y2 square. Modulus of any complex number is real part square plus imaginary part square etc. into root of xn square plus yn square, which is equal to root of a square plus b square, real part square plus imaginary part square. Now in the result there is no root, therefore squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides, we can get x1 square plus y1 square into x2 square plus y2 square into etc. xn square plus yn square, which is equal to a square plus b square. Now this is the required result for the first subdivision. Now let us see division. Second side we have what more, tan inverse of imaginary part by real part means we need to consider the argument. Therefore, this is given result we are taking this equation number 1. For second subdivision, we are taking argument on both sides. Therefore, we can say argument of x1 plus iy1 into x2 plus I y2 into etc. xn plus I yn, which is equal to argument of a plus ib. Argument of a plus ib. Now after this, see, we know very well this property, argument of z1 into z2 is equal to argument of z1 plus argument of z2. Based on this property, here we have taken only two complex numbers. This can be extended for product of n complex numbers. Here we have n complex numbers. Therefore, this can be written as the sum of their arguments. Argument of the product of the complex numbers is nothing but sum of their arguments. Therefore, you can say this is argument of x1 plus iy1, then plus argument of x2 plus iy2 plus etc. plus argument of xn plus iyn, which is equal to argument of a plus ib, which is equal to a plus ib. Now after that, see, while taking this argument of any complex number, the formula is theta is equal to argument of z is equal to tan inverse of imaginary part by real part. Imaginary part by real part. But here, what is given here? Tan inverse of b by a plus 2k pi comma n plus z means nothing but the general solution. Nothing but the general solution. In the 11th standard, we have seen if tan theta is equal to tan alpha, here theta is equal to alpha plus 2n pi comma n belongs to z. Now this is general solution. This alpha is nothing but principal solution. Based on this result, you are going to write alpha means tan inverse of imaginary part by real part. Based on that result, we are going to write here. Therefore, we can say taking general solution. General value. See, this 2k pi can be added either left hand side or right hand side. The result is given in the right hand side. Therefore, you can add 2k pi in the right hand side. Therefore, you can say argument of this one will be tan inverse of imaginary part by real part plus tan inverse of imaginary part by real part plus etc. plus tan inverse of imaginary part by real part, which is equal to tan inverse of imaginary part by real part plus, for general solution writing 2, here instead of n is given as k. Therefore, you can write 2k pi comma summation. After this step, you are writing here summation. Here, what is given? Y tan inverse of summation tan inverse of yr by xr. Yr by xr means here 1, 2, 3, etc. n. Therefore, this r value, first value should be 1 and last value should be n. Therefore, you can write summation over r equal to 1 to n means if you put r equal to 1, you can get this term. Or tan inverse of yn by x1. If you put r equal to, you can get tan inverse of y2 by x2. Likewise, if you put r equal to n, you can get this term. Therefore, left hand side can be abbreviated like this, then which is equal to right hand side is tan inverse of b by a plus 2k pi comma k belongs to z. K is an integer. Now this is the required result. Okay. The other problems you will see in the next class. Thank you, children.